The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. We Talk Wrestling, for the one stop you need for the most intriguing stories and headlines and info on independent shows in multiple regions. We Talk Wrestling has you covered. Subscribe to Facebook's #1 interactive community for professional wrestling today. Pro Wrestling on Tuesdays are a blast with the Wrestle Talk podcast. Join the Night Owl, DJ Big Sexy, Luke Roberts, The Alpha, Jay Wade, Nightmare Jones, and many others as they bring you the hottest takes on the major circuits, showcase interviews with various indie stars, and the only place to get news on the most popular fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. Catch them live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. Find all of their media outlets on their website at WrestleTalkPodcast.com. Before each and every show, we like to remind our audience that freedom is never free, and all of us should be grateful to those who lay it all on the line. To all our first responders, military, and volunteers that help our nation every day, we love you and appreciate the sacrifices you make to protect all of us. Get ready for episode number 116 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast as we welcome one of the hardworking men working behind the scenes, on and off the camera, and behind the microphone today, the Black Diamond, Scene Nick. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. Oh, yeah, it's just another Sunday night, and the living is easy, baby. That's right, you know what it is, the Falls Count Everywhere podcast coming at you here tonight with episode number 116. And man, are we psyched for our upcoming guest here for us here tonight. And man, just a lot of things to talk about over this past weekend. A lot of things happening here in the Midwest area. And of course, we got the whole gang here. I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby here at the top left to the top right. Of course, this is Gem City Mouse Zmiz. And of course, holding down the fort at the bottom, anchoring the ship is GQ here. Z, what's going on in your world, man?
Well, I mean, this weekend we sold popcorn like usual for Scouts. So the girls and I hit it big, hit it rich. And then today, I went through some emotional experience that I've never thought I'd go through in my life. I was grilling, okay, and I happened to do most things barefoot around my house.
Uh-huh.
And somehow charcoal landed on my patio.
Oh.
I brought the meat back out, and I stepped on said piece of charcoal and severely burnt my little toe and like the other toe next to it, the ring toe or whatever you want to say, so the little toe and holy cow, did I go through some freaking like spiritual
right?
Interesting pain.
The charcoal goes into the grill, right?
I didn't even know it fell out, man. But that has been my weekend as of right now, so I'm doing great.
I mean, it was Sunday, so I mean, you could have been on a holy grill and it fell out. So
that was no. GQ, what have you been up to?
I think
therapy
got more Undertaker stuff.
Okay, a lot of therapy because of this show.
Oh Lord.
Nothing much really. Hopefully, you'll see a return at some point. Hopefully soon. So hopefully.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, returns are always inevitable going down. Like I said, my return to SICW was last night, and not so successful. But I got to get back in the habit of that competition there. So,
dude, dust the
ring. Who'd you wrestle?
Okay.
Who'd you wrestle?
Kowalski.
Oh, I mean, that's no light fate.
No, it's
That
not.
is one sturdy ring. I'm gonna say that right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There was some big bump going on last night. That's for darn sure. And then, of course, had a little bit of TV taping experience here with SICW this afternoon, and now I'm back here. So, and just with a blink of an eye, my weekend's gone. So lovely.
You had a weekend? Wow.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, never take your weekends for granted because you never know when they might disappear. So, um, and well, I'll tell you what, there was a couple of things that did happen over the weekend here. I'm going to kind of share this with everybody here. We'll talk about this here first here real quickly, and then we'll get on to some other topics here. So this is last night in Macon, Missouri. There was two title changes here for New Breed Wrestling. That's Frodo the Ghost, I believe, defeating El Diablo for their television title, and new tag team champions. That is the Silverback Big Joe Helms and nothing neater Derek Teeter. So
That guy sounds
congratulations.
familiar.
Yeah. So, man, those are two big boys too.
Two powerhouses.
with Joe and Derek. So congratulations to those two. And well, also to Frodo as well. And they're going to be back in action again here very soon. And we'll go over that here in just a little bit here with our upcoming shows video. And but no, I just wanted to share that with everybody with some history last night. I know that WLW was also in action as well. Superstar Steve defended his title successfully against the astonishing one, Austin Mulitalo, which I heard was a pretty good match. I mean,
Come on, Austin.
Oh yeah, I mean those guys.
I wow, I like Steve Fender though too. So
I mean, oh my goodness. So we were talking a little bit before we got on the air here, and Z, what's this I hear about an AEW star about some limited time remaining? And no, it's not even Daddy Ass who was forced to put his boots in the ring or felt forced to put his boots in the ring and took him back, of course. But there's somebody else on the horizon that may be having that feel that time is drawing near.
So this week on Collision, by the way, Collision totally outranks Dynamite, like so far for me. I'm really enjoying Collision as a show. But today, this week on Collision, Daniels says that he has only about a year left because his daughter is 6 years old, and at 7 years old, he said that he'd be winding down his in-ring wrestling days. So, and then challenging the great Zack Sabre Jr. at Wrestling Dreams. So we're going to be able to see potentially one of the greatest technical matches of this era happen in all reality. But it begs the question, like, what other matches do we see from Brian, and where do we go from there, and what does he do afterwards? Because we already heard that Tony Khan said that he'd leave the company to Brian, and he'd feel comfortable with Brian taking it. So it's just, for me, being that, you know, he's one of the guys that got me into ROH, him, Nigel, and a few, like, winding down, it's kind of bittersweet, especially the road that he traveled to get there, you know, and the damage his body took. But at the same time, I respect it, and he's one of the best. I still wish I could see a Danielson match versus Dean Malenko. Like, that is a dream match for me. Not gonna lie.
I don't think Dean can do it though.
Well, no, I know. Like, there's no physical possibility for those two, unfortunately. But, like, man, those were two of the best, in my opinion, for that style.
But see, here's the thing though. So he's retiring from in-ring, but he's still going to be occupied with AEW possibly, even when he's done in the ring. So it means he's still going to be out on the road with AEW. So
I mean
when I'm hearing that he might be done, I thought if you're going to spend time with your kids, the point of that is just to go home. So I really don't get why he wants to be done in the ring. So
Well, you can't make money sitting at home.
I don't know. His wife probably does it, so can get some tips. I don't
Well, she
know.
still goes out and does stuff though too. I mean, their podcast stuff and doing like a lot of the appearances that they've been doing.
Oh goodness.
I listened to one of their podcasts one time. They're actually pretty funny.
Uh,
They're not bad. They talk about things I don't want to hear about, but like I was like, screw it, let's try it. They're pretty funny.
oh my goodness. Well, I mean, but as far as with Brian Danielson and and I guess they're bouncing back still after what happened with the debacle last weekend. So I'm assuming they're going to be okay, but I would think so. I haven't really heard anything else about. I mean, I'm guessing that news is pretty much solid um, unless we're really being drawn out for a surprise. But I don't see a surprise coming. So, yeah,
I don't know.
with a certain Chicago native that has caused a lot of havoc. But
As
as far as I know, Jack Perry is still suspended indefinitely. So,
far as I know.
as far as I know too. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I know that Ace still got released, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ace got released with the original.
See, I thought that was weird too, but they brought it back up in like the little dirt sheets about it, and I was like, what? Okay, but whatever. I don't care. But WWE was good.
Ace was involved in the original altercation that happened.
Yeah,
that's true too. But Ace was in fact brought back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so bringing Punk back, and bringing Ace Steel back, things happen. Boom, they're gone again. So it's like, oh my gosh. But seriously though, it's like, I'm not in a comfortable working environment. It's guys that have hot heads. So you're not going to pull that in UFC, bro. It's not a comfortable working environment in UFC either.
Did you see somebody make the gift about there's two types of bosses?
Oh.
It's Tony Khan going, it didn't feel like a safe environment. And then there's Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar goes through the gorilla position, throws the title at him, and he's like, screw you too.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Where Brock threw the title right across Vince's face and he yells, a-hole!
So
it's funny.
Real quick debate, because something else we talked about beforehand. Did you have something else first, Ruby? Or
no, go ahead.
Well,
you bring it up.
Two things, actually. One, you forgot to touch on General Adnan.
Oh, yes. Very true.
And that leaves Sergeant Slaughter out of that trio left now with that. But General Adnan had passed away earlier this week.
Yeah, earlier this week.
Plus, they also had, which apparently for the funeral for Bray, Tony Khan had sent down a plane to bring back everybody that went to the funeral so they could also work at low as well. But he wanted to make sure that if they wanted to be at the funeral, they were there.
He flew him down there, if not mistaken. Yeah. And back, yeah.
Yeah, flew him down there and back, so that was pretty cool.
Mad props. I'm still making fun of him.
So, real quick debate, and we can let people throw out their votes in the chat later throughout the night and everything. We can bring it back up again. Worst video game ever.
We're talking wrestling game.
Yeah,
by the way.
Wrestling.
Because, worst wrestling video game ever.
Right there.
Z has got his on TNA Impact. I forgot what platforms they came out with. I'm going ECW Hardcore Revolution.
No, man. I'm telling you right now, this TNA game, I got it. I picked it up early. There wasn't a midnight release for it. I was ticked off. I was pumped for this game. This is why I haven't bought the AEW game either. It's because of this whole reason. It's because I have a sour taste in my mouth about this. Is the fact that I went early in the morning, got this game, went home, played it, beat the damn storyline in 3 hours. And it was the dumbest thing ever. Like the whole game was terrible. Creative was terrible. Everything. And I went back to GameStop and like, I don't want this game. Like it was bad. Money back, please.
So did they give you your full refund?
Yes. They're not supposed
wow.
to, but they did it as I'm like, this game's terrible. It's horrible, man. I'm like, play it. I dare you. You're not gonna like it. Like it's no. I don't care if you're a wrestling fan, if you were just a fighting game fan, or just a video game fan. You're like, oh, I'm gonna try this game. It looks kind of funny, you know. Like it was bad. The ECW one was at least fun, which was weird because at the same time it was a terrible video game in its own, but it was fun.
I'm torn between two. And that one's not one of them.
What, the ECW?
Backstage Assault and Backyard Wrestling 2.
Didn't see the AEW one, so
Backyard Wrestling 2 was a terrible video game.
Oh,
wasn't that like ICPs?
Yep.
Man, they got their money. They don't care.
That game was terrible. I had that video game too. It was horrible.
Wow.
Oh, it's funny.
Well, you can go on and move on now. We'll let people throw that in.
Yeah, tell us yours.
Tell
us yours.
Yeah, tell us. And you know, you got to be fair though, because it could be like in different platforms, you know, or like 8-bit, 16-bit, or whatever. If we're going to get really nerdy,
shout out White Knight Instrumentals.
Yeah. We talked
all
already.
All the games on NES were actually pretty decent, I thought.
All the wrestling games on NES were like.
I happen to disagree.
The WCW game was probably the best one on NES.
No, what?
I agree, WCW, but the one that got really boring for me quick was tag team wrestling. I'm sorry. What was it? The Ricky Fighters and something else. It's like
I forgot about that.
2 teams. That's it. 2 teams. It's like, can you beat this team 20 times in a row? If not, you beat the game. It's like, that is stupid.
Although if you look at the pro wrestling game for NES, me and Ruby both know somebody that dressed like Starman, but wrestled like King Hippo. You know who I'm talking about. Yes.
In fact, I brought that particular promotion up on a recent interview or a podcast appearance I made this past Friday on Keeping It Cool with Tyler Cooley, which
not so coolly.
He's the coolest podcaster, but not the best podcaster. But he's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
No, you and him are going to go.
We love Tyler. We love Tyler.
Yeah, we love Tyler. Shoot, we can go on to some other things here later on, but waiting in the wings, we do have our featured guest. But before we do that, we have a short video of our upcoming shows. We're going to play that, and when we come back, we will have our featured guest of the evening. Sit tight here for about 2.5 minutes. We'll be right back. Check out these great shows and appearances coming to a city near you. Saturday, September 16th, New Genesis Wrestling presents Eye of the Storm at the Lou Civic Center in Mascoutah, Illinois, located at 213 North Market Street. On the card that evening, you will see the New Order defend their titles and also the crowning of a new Lightning Division champion. For more information about additional matches and for tickets, visit ngw.ticketleap.com/storm. Saturday, September 16th, Illinois Elite Wrestling presents One Step Closer at the Elks Lodge, located at 4801 Maryville Road in Granite City, Illinois. Door prices for tickets are $15 for adults, $5 for kids. Ages 5 and under get in free. Doors open at 5 p.m. with the bell time of 6 p.m. To get your tickets in advance, visit IllinoisEliteWrestling.ticketleap.com. Saturday, September 16th, New Breed Wrestling returns to the Liberty Park Convention Hall in Sedalia, Missouri. Doors open at 5 p.m. with the bell time of 6 p.m. VIP tickets are $25, general admission $13. Get your tickets in advance at Walter's Barbershop, or you can visit facebook.com/newbreedmo. Saturday, September 23rd, SICW returns to Sandoval, Illinois for a fundraiser for the Sandoval High School. Your main event of the evening features the AIWF World Heavyweight Championship being defended in a steel cage as champion, the Golden Boy Greg Anthony defends it against Kowalski. For more information about this great event, visit SICW.org. Saturday, September 23rd, American Championship Wrestling returns to the St. Clair Elks Lodge, located at 35 East North Street. Witness the first ever 10-man over-the-top rope battle royal, where the winner will receive $1,000. Ticket prices are $10 for the front row. All other tickets are $6. To purchase your tickets in advance, visit acwtheshow.com. Saturday, September 30th, Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling returns to the Holy Family Parish Gymnasium to benefit the Holy Family Parish. Your featured match of the night pits the Big Texan and Bobby D facing off against Peyton Ayers and Sean Vincent, plus many other great matches. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bell time is at 7 p.m. For more information about this great event, visit sicw.org or call for ticket information at 618-286-4848. Remember, fans, without you, there is no wrestling. Make sure you visit these shows and support your local promotion today. All right, there you go. There you go. So that's for the next few weeks. And, of course, we'll have different ones coming up here in the meanwhile. Bear with me here if I'm trying to get on my... See, you know, we could try to get things together and things just flip out like these past couple weeks. For some reason, my built-in sound card for my special effects, for my soundboard, doesn't want to output. I can hear it in my phones, but it doesn't want to output to the... to the overall sound, but yet my microphone goes from it. So it's like, it's a technical nightmare. Not like I don't deal with technical nightmares throughout the entire week at my job, but you know, I digress from that. Oh my goodness. So, big things happening this coming weekend, especially with Zmiz. Are we going to see you down in the Granite City this week?
I should be making the way down there. Yes, sirree, Bob.
And see your good buddy War and Larry Wolf and all that.
Screw War and Larry Wolf.
Larry is the man. Shut up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I am getting paid a little bit better down there now.
So Douglas O'Shea is better than Larry Wolf?
Facts. Larry Wolf hasn't done anything.
Do you like smoke weird stuff or something? No, not one bit.
Always.
Let it go. Let it go. Let
Silence. It go. I didn't say anything. He's bringing it up.
Oh my goodness!
But Larry Wolf is a couch potato. We all know it. That, as Douglas O'Shea calls him, a muffin man. I mean, I'll give credit. Ward did put on a great match at the last show. So he's a fighting champion. I don't want to see him be my champion, but until then, that's all I got to say. Come out and see War get his butt kicked or win. Your choice.
And we're going. Yeah. So I mean, a lot of things to look forward to. What did I miss something in chat? Oh, just
what?
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little bit. I'm not saying anything. I'm not against being a couch potato. I'm just saying he is a couch potato.
but just as one last stop before we bring our guest on, you kind of have to sit down to play a video game, okay? So we got to be comfortable.
Yeah. The best is here in chat.
The best too. Stop it.
Oh gosh, here we go, Larry Wolf.
It's the muffin man. It's the muffin.
Hey Larry, since you're in charge, can you give Z a pay cut or something?
He has finally acknowledged I am one of the best commentators in this area going right now. So because I got to give. I'll let him slide a little bit, but he still sucks.
Yeah, because I'm not there. That's why you're the best.
Oh
yeah. Okay. Y'all save that for Saturday. Y'all can bicker and cry and have a beer later. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, we got a guest to bring in.
You brought it up.
He's waited long enough. Let's bring on our featured guest of the evening, who has actually just flown back in from another part of North America. And
his arm's tired.
Oh my God. You deserve that right there.
Okay, it was bad, I know, but you had to say it.
I'm gasping because what Tyler said, but continue.
If we feature a show full of dad jokes, we have nobody watching. But anyway, coming in and coming to us here from Hotlanta, everybody. He is a wrestling commentator. He is a wrestling interviewer, and he does a lot of backstage work. with at least 10 years experience in the business, and here to talk all about it here tonight is our featured guest of the evening. Please welcome everybody, the Black Diamond himself, Scene Nick, everybody.
Thank you all so much. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Nick, yeah. So from what I get, you actually got in roughly about I guess about an hour and 15 minutes ago, maybe.
Oh yeah.
And now you're gracing us with your presence, sir. I do appreciate you being here. And
forgive me if I yawn or something. It's not. No offense to anyone. It's just I'm old, so.
We've all dealt with airports. We know. Trust me.
I'm not gonna blame you. I've never flown GQ. Thanks. Rub it in.
That's all right. Well, we can get see out to Vegas one year. How about that?
I've never wanted to go. That's funny. Okay, so it cracks me up that the Cauliflower Alley Club's annual show thing is there because I have never in my life actually wanted to go to Vegas. Like, before finding out about that.
Yes. So, but I didn't mention I was going to only get you a one-way ticket, so you have to find your way back, pal. So
I'll hitchhike, whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna hitchhike.
Drop them off somewhere
working
in the
be off a
desert.
couple weeks.
Like at one of the ranches.
Hey, can we do a cheap plug real quick for Nick there? If you guys go to his Pro Wrestling Tees, shop, man, this shirt is flipping sick. Everyone should have this shirt. I'm not.
Yeah,
lying.
let me
Appreciate
get you on
that.
here, Z. Let me put you up here real quick.
Hold on. I'll get back to it. Look at that shirt.
Oh yeah.
That's sick.
Is that a blue Solo cup or?
It's
Exclamation point.
Oh,
yeah.
That thing.
Sorry. I look like there's a drink in that
man.
blue thing there, bro. It looks like a drink in there.
It's great. I love that shirt. I
appreciate it. One of my outside wrestling things is like kind of like pop music, R&B, all that good stuff. And one of those artists has always I've always liked Janet Jackson because she's beautiful, so she still got it. Yeah, so yeah. I said, I want a shirt that's kind of like her Control album cover. So so I made it up for me. I'm like, cool.
It was funny. I've been cruising around in my car a lot this weekend, and I just put in an 80s mix of all the music I have in my Apple library. I'm just here cruising around. The next thing you hear, give me a beat. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. It's nasty.
Miss Jackson, nasty.
Oh man. So that's awesome. So I don't know, man. You mentioned about being old, man. I'll tell you, I think I'm about the closest one here to getting that AARP card. I'm telling you, man. I'm praying for those discounts, man.
Hey, come in handy. We need them.
Oh, no, you ain't lying, bro. You are not lying there. Wow. Cool. Yeah. And in fact, we're going to, for anybody else that wants, we're going to put the link up here in a QR code here in a while about your pro wrestling tee shop.
Thank you so much.
To where we can get some Scene Nick merchandise, man.
Thank you.
Cool. So, yeah, definitely get it in. We got the viewers coming on here, guys. Remember, you can share this show. Remember, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, and of course on Twitter at FCE Podcast. So, guys, share that show, and we're gonna get rolling here with interviewing here Nick here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start it off. And as far as because I always love to find out when our guests get that itch just to even watch professional wrestling. So when did that love start for you with professional wrestling in general, just watching it? And which wrestlers and commentators did you like to watch the most?
This has always been around in my house. My older brother, he's more into WWF, big Hulk Hogan fan. He just didn't resonate with me. And my dad, he let me watch this shows how old I am, the first Clash of Champions way back in 1988. And seeing the matches, seeing the main event, Sting versus Flair, that's when I fell in love.
All right. Yeah. Clash of the Champions 1, the first one.
Yeah.
The only
I was
days
a little
really,
singer.
yeah, the only days when WTBS was pretty much the only thing. But you are in Atlanta. Have you? Here's another site. Have you been in Atlanta? Pretty much. Did you grow up in Atlanta? Pretty
Oh
much your
yeah,
life.
whole life. I'm one of the rare natives here. There are not many of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, of course, up here in the Midwest, we had had to get the super, we had to get that cable to get the superstation, man, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I hit that when in the mid '80s, and I actually seen the Black Saturday episode when it aired, um, and then the WWF was actually going through that all the way through WrestleMania, and then Crockett came back and said, "Okay, that's enough for that crap. We're going to go back on and air our stuff." So, yeah, I know all about it, man.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but that's awesome. Um, so I'm watching that. So, like I said, you do commentating work, and as an interviewer, you do play by play, whatever the case may be. So, were there any? What is your who are the commentators you like hearing the most out of everybody that you heard?
Throughout the years, I always like the way JR has done calls. Always gets you into the action. And when I'm trying to whenever I have to do play by play, I don't I don't mimic anyone. You had to be your own person, your own original. You're always going to be inspired. But I think about him. I think about even Gorilla Monsoon. I know some fans these days they don't appreciate him or like him, but I think about the cadence in his voice, what he would say, and it got you involved. And when it comes to like the color commentator, I'm more of the classic heel guy. I always loved Bobby the Brain Heenan. I loved Jesse Ventura. Um, I loved Jerry the King Lawler, especially like when he was just straight up heel for all those years on Raw and Superstars. And just them, like they really got me involved. I also loved Mike Tenay because he always bring in the history points when he first started with WCW.
Mike Tenay was the bomb.
Stuff I didn't know, you know.
Yeah, but when you think about it, though, if you dug into the '80s, the last part of the '80s, last half of the '80s, you had Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain Heenan on commentator,
OG.
or it was Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body
Oh yeah,
Ventura. But you think about it, though, you had those who were going for the good guys, one going for the bad guys. But when you went to the NWA or Georgia territories, it was Crockett, it was Shivani, and eventually
yeah,
Jim Ross. But they were all for like good commentators. They were all dogging the they were dogging the heels. So it's like there's really no conflict there, and that's what really made WWF more interesting
yeah.
than that. I mean, the only thing really that really made Georgia or the NWA territory in the late '80s was good wrestling to me. So that's the only thing that made it. But the commentators were just there
Oh,
as like cheerleaders, pretty much for the good guy.
oh
Nobody liked
yeah.
none of the commentators like the Horsemen, so it's like it was kind of bland.
They're so dastardly and evil. But they also called one difference too is that they were actually called the moves more in like NWA, WCW. Um, WWF that described the move more. That's one kind of key difference I noticed over the years. Um, Nowadays they'll kind of mention the names of the moves more now, but it's always been their thing of describing the moves. I look at a perspective of, okay, what if someone's just listening to what's happening instead of watching what's happening? So I think that's what kind of makes that work more in a sense. But like kind of having that introduction to wrestling, you may not know the moves. That was always WCW would learn the moves, what they were called.
Yeah, and then I'll put one other note here, and then Z's got our next question here. But where you talk about describing, nothing kind of cracks me up a little bit when I go back and watch it now was with Gorilla Monsoon and how he would describe a part of an anatomy.
Right.
It was kind of, yeah, how we try to get the actual biological name of it or whatever, and sometimes we would fail and something would be made up. And a couple of times,
Right.
I was like, I don't remember seeing that in my health book, but okay,
I said, where'd that bone come from? All right.
right, yeah.
The funny part is like when I was growing up as a kid, I think I've told the story before that I like rigged a cable box to be able to either listen to the pay-per-views or I
Oh
could
yeah.
watch the pay-per-views. So I couldn't do both of them at the same time. I could only do one or the other. And so
Oh,
most times I would just listen to the pay-per-views, and it was like old time radio kind of thing, and that's how I got my love for commentating is like and
oh
what
yeah.
they do and how they're describing it and telling the story, and like now me trying to navigate my way through. But with that being said, you talk about in your thing that you send over to us that you went to a wrestling school yourself and went through the whole paces with a former Glacier of WCW.
Yeah.
How long were you there, and like what was the protocol? What was the play-by-play? How did you, find your way to being the manager commentator guy instead of like in-ring guy?
It was honestly it's a process. I just want to learn every aspect. Not an athlete. In fact, like my leg is so messed up I can't even drive on it, honestly. But it's I still want to learn. I still want to be credible. Because you sometimes you're viewed differently if you get into the business, even if you put in that work, it still isn't viewed the same. So I said, you know what, I want to go to training, learn how to bump the right way. Which you had to put in quotes because sometimes you bump is still gonna hurt. But um learning the actual moves, the holds. And then on the commentary piece, someone working just with me saying, all right, that was good. This is how you should kind of amplify that or describe it. Or kind of just honestly helping me get out of my shell because like normal me, no gimmick, all that stuff. I'm a quiet, shy person. It's they help me like turn on that switch where okay, it's go time. And this is how I had to call to action. This is how I have to be. And that helped out tremendously because that's something that I probably wouldn't have developed or learned had I not gone to training. And they helped me with that. And being able to just practice calling the matches, how it was, and from there watching the matches, learning. I learned how to, if I'm in a situation as a manager, let's say if I have two inexperienced guys and they're calling 8,000 spots back there. I can either let them do their match and kind of memorize some of the things because after about 5, I'm already checked out mentally. But I can either let them do that or I can just say, okay, how about this? How about, do this and make it make sense, of what the match is going to be. Give them kind of like an outline and let them go from there. And, that's led to some I guess the term now is producing roles. I still go by agenting, but doing stuff like that. So it's just training overall just helped prepare me for every in and out in the business and kind of help me be, for lack of a better term, Swiss Army knife.
I love it because I haven't gone the training route, but because I'm a distance away and I have a family and stuff, and I kind of fell my way into the business in a sense, but I feel like I'm under the right tutelage of people that have the same sense of mind like you do, where I'm all about learning from the next thing. If tell me something that I did wrong, let me progress on it, let me keep going. Can I fix that, tune that a little bit? How can I improve you and make you more credible in the ring at the same time making me sound good? So like learning that now through the harder side, I wish I had a better spot to go to a training facility myself and do that because man, I never thought I'd be here doing this with everybody, and being here is just so freaking cool.
Oh yeah. And even without going to, specifically training school, I would say this too. I've learned over the years that at the end of the day, it's not about what other people may think or whisper. It's about what you feel about yourself and how hard you've worked and what the people who hire you say. And, if you're learning on the job, getting all those tools together, you may not necessarily need to go that route. That's not, I would say it's not for everybody. Now, definitely if you're a wrestler, oh, absolutely. You better take your behind the train and, do it. But
Fact.
please don't get in there because your dad, who no one ever heard of, did one match one time or carried Ravens bags into WCW. Go to training. No one cares about that. Go to training. But otherwise, other roles, hey,
Well, yeah, in ring never really crossed my mind. It
yeah.
did like when I was younger. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be, and I
Oh,
always
yeah.
wanted to be a tag team guy. So I'm gonna continue to say it. I always wanted to be a tag team guy, but like I never, it kind of faded away quick, and I really fell in love with like the commentators, the
Oh,
managers, the announcers, and stuff. And I kind of have that more passion of that route. And the company I work for also gave me a leg up, and I'm now moved into small producing role. So
oh, nice. See?
I feel the love from it, and it's a great advantage to learn from other minds, and I love learning. So
Absolutely. And that's showing that you've taken the ball, you ran with it, and that's what it's about. And I encourage other people, like anyone listening, aspiring to be commentator, manager, what have you. If you get the opportunity, be adaptable, be able to learn, be coachable, um, and just do your best. Have your own voice with it. And as far as managing goes, like you'll learn over time, but be able to pick your spots because there are going to be those times because this isn't like a choreographed Britney Spears number or anything. Stuff happens. Stuff falls apart. You may be thinking or said one thing is going to happen when you get out there, but it doesn't happen. So if you're a manager out there, that's your chance to kind of fill in and take that attention away from maybe that botch, that mishap, and you go from there. Or you may, talk, communicate, say, hey, do this or do that, whatever. It's all kind of ways. And I think more for the manager aspect, especially like, learning from wrestlers, that's a good thing. That's important. For commentary, there are gonna be sometimes some wrestlers don't want to give you any notes about them. It sucks, but do your thing. Fill in the blanks. You see the character before you, describe it, tell that story on commentary, sell it. And I guarantee it'll still turn out awesome.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that know how to even work with managers into their 5
Yep.
million spots they want to use and everything. And they'll forget about 4 million of them when they're out there. And then you
Oh,
still
yeah.
have to go on the spot. And they're like, thank you for that. It's like, well, I mean, I'm not there for that reason, to make you look good and to help move things along, and
Hey.
nobody knows how to work with managers hardly anymore, it seems like.
And it's a shame because some guys, and that's what I kind of encountered throughout this, is some people, they say they love the business, but most of their experience comes from watching like maybe like Raw from way back in 2012 or something. And maybe the only manager they've ever seen is Paul Heyman. And they either think that a manager's trying to take their shine away, which any good manager, that's not the goal, that's not the job.
Mm-hmm.
Or they think that they automatically, oh, I could talk, I don't need a manager. That's not all managers do. But that's why it's kind of whenever I had those opportunities, out of state, do something, then I'm I'm really happy about it because I'm like, okay, someone wants to take a chance, someone wants to, have a manager that we're a dying breed, come in and do something and generate heat. I even have a lot of times where when I was really actively working as a manager where a lot of people wouldn't know how to use me. I would have to come up with my own storyline. I would have to develop all these different things. So, it wasn't that easy thing where, oh, you're going to be a manager. This is who you're managing. I would have to like develop everything. So,
And sometimes never the same person at the next show and everything like that.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times even promoters just throw you in there. It's like, here, do that. It's like, okay, I don't see how that fits everything, but I'll do what I need to,
Right. The only thing I've ever rejected or turned down, initially I felt bad about it, but I learned I shouldn't feel bad. It was the right call. Is when I first go into a promotion and the first thing they want me to do is take a huge bump. And I'm like, wait a minute. First time out there, you're going to give them like a huge payoff already. And then what am I doing coming back? They already seen me get beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's build to it, and some guys, some promoters, they're like scratch. They're like, what do you mean? Payoff. This is how you make money. This is how you get attention. If I keep slipping away, they almost got me, but I slip away. When that time finally comes, I get my comeuppance. That's what matters. That's when the pop happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I've done my job and I can just either do I could do an injury angle or I can just, move on to the next town.
I just had flashbacks of something that happened with me before anyway. But so we all know we have problems almost always with show days and everything. What hurdles are the hardest for you to overcome on show day, and what are your remedies for them to still make it a successful show?
One of the hurdles sometimes could be travel. If I have a person I'm riding up with and suddenly it's 2 hours before the show supposed to go down, we're on the way there, we're supposed to ride together at a certain time. Suddenly, oh, I can't do it. I can't do this. There's always some excuse that comes at the last minute. Sometimes very, very rarely legit. Other times it's just a load of BS. Sometimes it could be issues with a flight. But the most part, when you're at the show, card is subject to change. Something can happen. What you might have been prepared for can totally go out the window. So it's kind of like you have to really use your brain, work on the fly. What can I do? Or someone might be showing up late. Okay, how can I generate a little bit of heat from my person? They're like 20 minutes away. The show started at 8 o'clock. I got to get out there and do something. Just all those different elements. Or also, I mentioned this in a post on Facebook a while back. You might be on a show with someone that you have heat with, you just don't like, because honestly, human nature, everyone's not going to like everyone. I know, it's shocking, but everyone's not going to like everyone.
Fact.
And you just got to navigate and deal with that. You might even have to work with that person you just don't like. And I've always told people, I said, if it's nothing really egregious, like someone tried to do something to your family or something like that, work it out, do your job. You don't have to deal with them when the job's over. It's done. And go from there, and just know you did your part as a professional.
That's the biggest thing, is you put on that work face, you get through it.
Yeah.
Even a false face, just to get through for the sake of the show and the business and everything,
Oh yeah. And it's, and also part like the, even if you're not, again, if you're not, friendly with them, you just don't like them. If something's going down out there, like it was a fan attacking someone, I'm not gonna lead them out there to the wolves. I gotta do my job and help, you know. And that's part of being part of the team, being in the industry. You can't let them start doing stuff like that. You gotta step in and help. You don't let them get destroyed out there, you know. So I'm big on that. Like if something's going down, you know, my old bony self will go out there. So I help if I need to.
So
I've been,
as we, oops, sorry,
yeah,
dude.
I've been in a lot of locker room clearings and everything. You go out there for that. You pull whoever you need to, get the fan away or whatever, and
Yep.
try to make sure not to do the same amount of heat that got all that started in the first place.
Right, exactly.
So as we sit here and soak up all this information and keep being this sponge tonight, what other advice can you give somebody coming in as a commentator or getting their feet wet for the first time behind the scenes of production? Like, what kind of advice could you give us that really would help going forward or even growing more?
Be okay with being, nervous at first. Nothing wrong with that. Again, human nature. Be okay with things might go haywire. It may not work out. The audio may go out 20 minutes into the show. Come up with if you either come up with a solution, use your cell phone, do recording from there, maybe put it up. Always be solution focused, but even then, if that doesn't happen, just do the best you can. That's all you can do. No one comes into a show on show day with it in their head like, "Oh, I'm going to mess this up today." At least I hope not. But there are some out there.
I'd be
But,
there.
Well,
Dang.
no. A lot of times we go in there and say, "What's going to mess up today?" Not
Yeah, like
what's everybody else going to mess up here and cause all kinds of problems.
yeah, and also just you're gonna have people who are just, again, going back to what I said earlier, not cooperative, don't want to give you any information about them. They say, "Oh, just check out my page," and you notice their page has been updated in like 3 years. It's you get those people.
Or
Do the best you can.
Or you're in a location where you can't do that because no signal or anything. It's like,
Right.
Tell me something. I can't look up anything. Throw me a bone here, will you?
Right. Like just Google it. Like I can't. I have no signal. But you just roll the punches. You'd say, okay, don't take it to heart. Because you're there, you have to show you be professional, be creative, come up with whatever you got to on the fly. And sometimes it ends up working out way better than what anyone could have told you. And then, afterward, you see them, whatever, you go out, you don't have to sit next to them and drink. So
you try to drive and get home and go to sleep.
Right.
Especially in our ages nowadays, Well, since
Oh, big
I
time.
was going to say, since you brought up a lot of like mistakes and this and that and everything, can you recall like anything like what interviews, spots, or whatever that you were like interviews you were conducting that went way off course, off the rails, and what did you do to handle those particular ones?
Oh wow, yeah, it's been a few of those. There's a show in Georgia, and interviewing guy just won a championship, and unfortunately, his girlfriend was really, really hammered. She kept trying to interrupt the interview.
oh.
And I'm like, oh God.
I think all of us are having flashbacks now.
Mm-hmm. Get the good old PTSD, but it kept going and going. I just, best thing in that is to remain cool, because in a way, she was kind of one of those that wanted the attention to be on her anyway. So, all right, how about I give her what she wants? I said, what do you have to say about, this going on? We got one of the fans here, and I just, roll with it. And at that moment, she threw up. We were
Oh,
filming, and I look at the guy and stuff. I said, "See, this is when the fans thinks about you winning this championship and the way you won it. Just use it.
That's good. That's really good.
You use it, and because this stuff like that's going to happen. Independent wrestling. There's no. A lot of guys think they're Vince McMahon, but they're not Vince McMahon. They don't have a lot of people that are going to separate this or take this away. You got to roll with the punches, be creative.
Mm-hmm.
You always got to have your mind working. That's why I encourage a lot of guys, younger guys coming up. I say, look, if you're going to do this, it might be tempting to have a drink or something like that. Just don't wait till after. So you got to have your mind working. You got to have it right. Because something's going to go down where you're going to have to fill in the blanks, and you don't need anything like numbing that.
And yet I know we all know somebody that still does it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Every show.
yeah. There's always, yeah. Well,
Yep.
You would hope that it doesn't. Yeah. I mean, you want to deal with it less. But having it. But you can't really worry about something like that. I mean,
Mm-mm.
that's the whole point of us being as a professional that are in that role. How will you handle the situation? And like I said, some people it's just like you put a live microphone out in an audience, you never know what you're gonna.
Right.
You never know what. Toss a stick around, just say, "Hey."
It flashes back to the YouTube video where I like turtles, and I'm like, and we had a ring announcer that did a lot of like just going around talking to the fans during the matches sometimes and stuff, and it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. And sometimes it backfired a lot, so yeah, don't do that.
No.
Right. Unfortunately, you have people that, they see what's going on out there. They have in their minds like, oh, I can do that too. And really they can't. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to discourage anyone, of course, but
Right.
sometimes they can't. Just don't. You paid for a ticket, just watch,
Exactly.
Just watch. Let that be good enough.
I'm still gonna throw one-liners if I'm in the front row. Not gonna lie.
Hey, that's cool.
Hey,
I'll give it to you.
Calling a guy that wears green a watermelon. I mean, that's stuff that you want to throw out there at somebody,
And I got a crew. Me and some buddies that I met at Glory Pro once. So we went to a show and they became my friends and stuff. That's all we do. We go there and just throw one-liners just to see if we can rattle the cage of any wrestler. And I don't care. It's one of my favorite things. I love it when fans do it to me. So
see, that's part of having that thick skin. They gotta have the thick skin because there's gonna be things like that. How do you deal? Roll with it.
I wish there was like a professional heckler for wrestling. I would go do it.
Oh my goodness! Can you imagine trying to throw somebody off character with one-liner? My God.
I've seen it happen. I've done it a few times at other shows, so.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it can be fun though.
Yeah. Except when you got to work with the person the next day on the podcast. Sorry, Ruby.
Yeah.
Mine was Doug.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, because the whole watermelon thing. Well, that's. I wear lime green and black in the ring, and I'm sometimes more green than black. So that's where
Hey, now whoever called you a watermelon, it could be like canceled as we speak on Twitter right now because that's fat shaming. See,
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Oh, we love you, GQ.
Which, by the way, I did not do that. By the way, so
he did it.
I didn't do that.
Hashtag canceled.
I'm not getting canceled. It's okay to fat shame if you're fat yourself, though. Just saying.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not fat.
Well,
I'm a gas tank for a love machine.
yes. Well, speaking of Peckles here, we're going to actually digress to our halfway point of our show here because there is a feature that we do with most every episode with our guests, and we want to kind of get them involved here as well. And we're going to go ahead and get that lined up here for you right now. That's right, guys. It is that time. Yeah, baby. It is solid gold time. And it is time, not for a Toyota commercial, but hey, it's time for Wrestling's Golden Memes, everybody. Wow. So I got to start finding product memes with the features wrestlers. I'm kind of running out of those. Well, I guess I am out of those, but
I mean, you could find one of people like fearing for their life, at a wrestling show, but I'm not gonna go there.
Oh yeah, well, we've we've
Gotta put
featured
Tony
something
Khan's face up
before,
there.
like Scott Steiner on, with the Big Papa Crunch and
I forgot about that.
Hey, don't forget the Scott Steiner math tutoring.
right. That's what we should do. We should have or like get Dean Douglas for like Southern New Hampshire University or something.
Chase U's one of the best things on NXT. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Chase U too. Yeah. Well, let's see what we got here for our first one here tonight. Here, so
That's really accurate.
Oh, Solo.
oh my gosh, yeah, that Solo Sikoa always finding a way to get thrown out of a match and find a way to come back where the ref is not looking or the ref just doesn't care anymore. There you go. Oh shoot. And let's see. And our next one. Here's Lex Luger making a post. Royal Rumble 94 still pleading my case to Brett.
I love the fact that he actually tweeted that. Like he's the one that posted that.
And Arn back there saying, "I don't want to get involved with this stuff."
Right.
I can't tell if Arn Anderson is like doing a text or he's just like nodding off at the table or something. I can't tell.
He's cleaning his block,
He's oh God.
Oh, that's a little vicious, brother. That's a little vicious.
That was so
And there are no scissors here.
Oh! Woo!
So
He's got to be nervous backstage at AEW every time that group comes out.
Oh,
Fearing for my life.
Yeah. Man. Oh, and then we saw a sign today at a McDonald's. It was sad. We are currently out of boy toys. Sorry for the inconvenience. And this really saddened somebody. There you go. That's who it saddened right there.
He lost his smile.
He lost his smile.
Gosh.
Oh, that was goofy. I love it.
Let's see. We got a couple more here. And our next one, how about me creating new email accounts to get free trials?
100%.
Like, I've never done that before.
I feel attacked right now.
All right.
Cody's been so good for so long. Everybody does not respect all those characters.
Oh my
I mean, it's true. He put his all into each one.
Yeah, dude. He like each one of his characters have been like, pure gold.
Well, or a star,
That's good. Good point. Good point. But
Yeah,
we've all been here.
Right, he didn't get pink on that outfit, though. I'm just saying. And then we would be Starman from Pro Wrestling on NES.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, that was the game. And our final one of the evening here, we always knew Pepsi guys and Coke guys never see eye to eye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go.
I love this one. This one gets... No. Good job, Ruby.
Lord.
Good job.
Well, I just say I know who's a Pepsi guy in this picture. That's all I'm saying. So, all right. Well, there you go. That's this week for Wrestling's Golden Memes, everybody. And hopefully, y'all got a nice little chuckle out of that. Oh my goodness. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Oh. So yeah, that's gold. Yes. So yeah, that last one was definitely gold. Oh. So I'm actually got our next question here for you, Nick. So would it be involving yourself or something that you've already seen? What on-screen stories have you seen that have gotten the most emotion from like a feel-good perspective? And then what is another story that you've seen that's caused a lot of controversy to get the crowd heated and want to go after somebody?
Ooh. One that got a lot of people for motion, I think, like immediately comes to mind is Macho Man. We was Macho King, and then reunites with Elizabeth, WrestleMania 7. That was like real emotional moment. Even young me got caught up, and I was like, oh wow, they're back together. But because everyone wanted to see it, and I think with riot inducing, early, well, at least in Georgia, early NWO. That pissed off a lot of people. Whenever Hall, Nash, and Hogan would come here to Omni or something in '96, and that was when it wasn't viewed as NWO is cool yet. That probably came like a year later, but people were really up in arms and pissed. And even like going further back, like anything involving the Horsemen, like back in when I would attend back in '88, '89, that was a heat magnet right there, and people would be pissed. They'd be waiting outside, all that kind of stuff. And as a child seeing that, it's like, oh my god, so they're gonna get them. But those things are like awesome. I know, like, for one I had was with Duke the Dumpster Drozy, and I said so much crap about him. There are people in Tennessee who literally want to stab me, and it was kind of like one of those moments where like, oh cool, and at the same time like, oh crap. But I said, hey, someone walk me out to my ride here. But that's how you really got someone and you got them emotionally invested, and it's no better feeling than that. And again, when you have that story, you finally got, and just the room just cheers. That's a good feeling too, because you send everyone home happy. And who knows, their happiness might inspire them to do something one day. That's hopefully not criminal, but we're stabbings, but something in wrestling. Just helps. I think for the most part, with the good thing about this industry is we help take whatever people are going through at home, whatever even disorder, disease they might have, they can forget about that for about a good 2.5 hours, and afterwards still have that feeling of, okay, that was cool, that was pretty cool, that was awesome. And I think that's the best part. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Buy my shirts, y'all. Please buy my shirts.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So we're gonna keep this QR code up here for a little while. For Seeing Nick's Pro Wrestling Tee Shop, and yeah, you got some decent looking merch shirts in there.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah, I kind of in I don't know. I kind of like the I like the neon. Of course, I'm a guy that's attracted to neon when it comes to that.
Those neon brights. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, I do the green neon, so you know.
Ah, that's
To add to like what he was saying, also, this is the only business ever, the only thing you could ever be involved in where if you cause people to want to come after you to kill you, or if cops want to arrest you for something they saw you do at a show, that is a good thing. I mean,
yeah.
where if people are wishing you death, you did a good job. I mean, that's the only time, this is the only business ever, anywhere, that's a good thing, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And this is, you know, and I think that's the part sometimes people forget about when they might get caught up in all these different stories. Thank you for that, Slick Nick. When they get caught up in all these stories you hear, maybe on Twitter or whatever. To that, I say, you know, either like get off of that for a little while, get to the real world, think about the facts. Think about what you love about wrestling. Don't think about all the crap and the hearsay. And even when sometimes, for being in the business, you're gonna always have people who would not like you without cause. They don't even know you. They may talk crap about you. Sucks, absolutely. But you know the truth, you know the facts, and other people know the facts. That's why, if you have a lot of haters, that means you're truly making it. You're truly making it, because if you have no one, at least one person that's like, oh, that guy sucks, you're not really making it. I like to think of myself. I get heat on Twitter from random people, even random wrestlers who don't, think about their good old best friend kayfabe. They get mad about stuff. It is what it is. You got to keep on going, because to do this, it takes a lot of strength, a lot of willpower, a lot of sacrifice, and it's within you to do it for a reason. So you got to keep persisting and pursuing.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely. So, within this business, is there one aspect that you could change or get rid of entirely when it comes to like the booking or production for wrestling? And like, what would it be? Why would you do it?
You said for
like
one aspect, like
that you would change or get rid of.
Oof. I would honestly. I hate to say it, because I'm currently on social media right now, but maybe social media to a degree, because while it's very helpful, we're spreading the word about shows, getting noticed, getting attention. It's so much BS, so much crap, and it gets the good that's about wrestling kind of muddled down, and to the point sometimes people don't see the good. And again, if I could take something away from any and some of the workers, is get rid of the sense of entitlement. I know that's like part of the Red Sea, but get rid of entitlement. And I used to, when I'm booked, I would even get guys say, if that person's on the show, then I'm not going to be on the show. Okay, you're not on the show. Here's a little asterisk that's on the poster, car subject to change.
What a fact.
It is what it is, so, and I hate when promoters get bullied into that. It's like, these people who are bullying or trying to bully you into getting what they want, they aren't draws. They aren't even stars. They're not putting any butts in any seats. The only person who thinks anything of them is maybe their mom. My mom said I'm cool, or maybe their lame girlfriend. Who knows? But who likes everything they do? You know, until she moves on to the next wrestler that's there. But anyway,
Oh.
Play it, Ruby. Play it. Play it. Play it.
Oh,
Ruby, play it. Play it.
I'm an opinionated guy. I speak the truth. Just saying.
I love it. You're not hearing nothing. I think you're right. Mr. Herb Simmons is right. Get rid of the egos. Like, ego's good to a point, but like it's also very damaging if you don't know how to like. You got to lay down for the team sometimes. You got to exactly like,
pretty much
ridiculous.
You got to be able to. And I've even had guys like it's like when they knew they're losing the title. You know, they're extra, like they're trying to be stiff. They're trying to do all these things, not selling. I'm like, really? You know, at the end of the day, this is a business. And if you're not going to be professional, conduct yourself as a professional, you know, there's your envelope, maybe half of a hot dog. Goodbye.
No handshake?
You know, no, they don't get a handshake after that.
yeah.
Keep it real.
No.
You know, it's just like, think, you know, and these guys, they want to get their dream and ambition is to get signed. Would you do that in, let's say, WWE?
No,
You know,
no.
I mean, Shawn Michaels got away with it back in the day, but look at the year. They were desperate back then. So he got away with it.
I mean,
You
think
know.
of it back then, and what you're talking about now is the ones that have the promoter's ear, or they're friends with the promoter, or promoter knows what he has right now and can't get something as good.
Yeah.
They have that kind of pull, which again, this goes with the egos, like what Herb said. So
yeah, and it's just unneeded and it's unnecessary. You know, and it's not to say that you're gonna have this nice, great locker room like it's a sanctuary. It's always gonna be those one or two people, but you focus on the ones who are really putting in that effort, doing what's right. They're out there, they're on social media promoting the show. They're on if they're in the area, they're doing a local promotion. They're trying to get on podcasts. They're trying to do these different things just to spread the word about the show, because you know, people want to quickly say that it's a promoter's job to promote. Yes, but wouldn't you want people to know that you're going to be on this show? Because at the end of the day, it's part of your brand identity. And
you're a promoter too.
Yep. Bingo.
look what JJ Dillon did back in the day,
Yeah.
making extra money until the promoter said, well, let's figure this out.
Right.
Make more money by selling anti-horseman bumper stickers.
Yeah.
In the crowd, and then all of a sudden they're realizing that. I mean, you still promote your team. Exactly what Herb said, on it. You know, I mean, if you don't care enough about what you're doing and everything like that, then why should the fans or why should the promoter?
Right. And you know, always the same people who are like, I don't know why I'm not getting booked. Well, you know.
Well, yeah, I can probably say because there's been some people in the locker room saying this.
Get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
That's probably why. And that's the thing is, whoever wants to cause a rift. I mean, because I'm telling you right now, the locker rooms that I'm in right now on the two promotions that I work on a regular basis with, great locker room. Everybody's joking. Everybody else, there's no egos. Everybody's in there for what they're there to do, and that's to put on the best show possible. And everybody has their own role. Everybody's got their job to do as being a wrestler, or as far as being a manager, or whatever the case may be. But if you start getting a little bit over yourself and you start going into business off the grid, I should say, off the
Right.
card, off or off the script, I guess. Here in this case, then yeah, you are not only putting the show in jeopardy, but you're putting yourself in jeopardy of not getting invited back. So
Exactly.
you need to just, you know, there's a reason why people are booking. There's a reason why people are promoting, and then there's a reason why you are a worker and
Yeah.
nothing else. Because some people just need to be if they're good enough and they're smart enough just to be a wrestler, then that's fine. But leave the booking and the promoting to others that are guiding the direction for the best of the promotion and for the show. So
And
that,
by
Right,
the way,
absolutely.
that doesn't mean you can't put your like 2 cents about how your character goes.
I mean, you
Right.
could. I mean,
Well, it's true. Like
just
the door's
prepare to be
open both
rejected,
ways.
though.
But
Just prepare to be rejected. Always prepare yourself with it may not, they may not like it, but I'm just going to pitch it anyway. And
Yeah.
therefore, you just avoid the disappointment right there.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of think of it this way: try buying a Powerball ticket and you don't win the freaking jackpot. That's. I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's $10 I didn't have anymore, but but
Yeah. I
okay.
felt that about a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried.
since you guys are going way off the balls real quick, let's take it back here for a
Right.
moment. and throughout your entire career now, you've done some great things and had some career highlights and stuff. What one of these accolades or any of those accolades stand out the most to you? And give us a little insight on all those.
One of the immediate ones that comes to mind is talking to a veteran, convince him to partake in a storyline, coming up with a storyline, and executing it, and actually drawing a crowd for the for all the build up and ultimately to the final like showdown with it. And that let me know that okay, I can really truly do this booking thing if given the opportunity and chance. I can guide lead storylines and work kind of more of a main event way. Very satisfactory to me, and also kind of helped me just kind of know that even if if I have an idea, people can say either yay or nay, but I will never know unless I present it. So going up, presenting it to Duke the Dumpster Drozy, saying, "Hey, I don't, it's good as you hit, my client with a trash can, but why don't we build for this and stuff? That was back in November. Let's make something happen going forward for January. All this. Tell me what's something that's off the books you don't want me to say about you in a promo and all that, and go from there." Even when I would have stuff, I would run it by him. He was respectful. He would say this. He'd run stuff by me. I said, "Well, you don't have to run it by me. You've been in it longer than me." But he would do that. He'd give me that courtesy, and earning his respect, his trust, all of that. Even when he tried to test me with something, when we were calling stuff in the ring, he gave me a move. He didn't, necessarily. I didn't necessarily expect was coming. And then I earned his respect by giving him a receipt. So just those kind of things. It's like that was a big moment for me. The other highlight was when I was at a show. I was there as a ring announcer, and wasn't prepared for this, but they said, "Oh, Nick, we're going to do commentary tonight. You're going to do commentary." It's one of those things where you can't sit there and say, "I'm not ready. I can't do this." You got to roll with it and do the best you can. It's fortunately I've been in that show about, I think at that point, twice. I'll always sit there. I wouldn't get on the phone. I would pay attention to the matches. I pay attention to the characters. That helped me tremendously. And got on the commentary. When you hear yourself and you're doing it, at first you kind of think, I suck. I'm not good. But to hear the feedback afterward, when people have heard it and they're like, oh, wow, this is really good. You need to keep doing this. That's another highlight for me. Just getting that respect from the peers and knowing that they told me that I did a great job. That makes it really worth it. Those kind of things. And being able to do commentary and travel, like just now coming from Canada, with nice 74-degree weather, by the way. I need that here. Just doing those things was awesome. So I'm really fortunate. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. So her fear is that workers do need to understand the legit promotion they book months in advance. Workers may not know the end result and what's being planned. You just got to keep your eyes open, mouth open, with suggestions that can be welcomed when presented properly. But it's not about any particular individual. It's what's best for everybody.
Yeah.
And as far as, because there's a plan going forward. There's always a plan going forward. Like I said, it's just show up, do your job, and everything else will fall into place, man. That's just the way it just needs to be. I mean, heck, I've learned a lot, even within my first couple of years. I mean, heck, I started in my early 20s, and here I am now, entering my 28th year into the business. Just a couple years before I'm hitting the silver, that silver stage. I got some too much salt in my goatee that I care for, but but it's there. You got to try to work what you can, make the best of it. So yeah. So I guess my question here for you is that what I like to always ask our guests here, because I'm a big guy of road stories. I'm a big guy of like experiences that you can share, anything else. So do you have like any type of memorable fan experience, like a type of story that you're able to share with us, whether it be like a funny one or something like a more serious matter that or like on a serious nature that stuck with you for whatever reason?
One that comes to mind immediately is the first time I did anything babyface related. It was down in Florida, and they didn't want me to do my typical Black Diamond character. They want me to be a scientist. Yeah, I know it's a little different for me, but I did a promo leading up to the show. Whatever I remember from back when I was good in chemistry in high school, I kind of applied that, and I kind of just went from there. And I said, okay, I'm gonna make this work. Let me make it more like a Steve Urkel kind of thing if I'm gonna do this. And doing that in the crowd at work, they're cheering for me. And afterward,
play it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Got any cheese?
Oh, there you go. There it is.
Lord. Unfortunately, there was no Laura, but but it was a crowd full of Carls, but whatever. But they all bought me drinks afterward, which was like, okay, I was like, okay, this babyface thing has some benefits, so.
Can I do that?
One of the greatest characters of TV cinematography.
Yep. Goodness.
He kept that show alive,
Fact.
Fact.
It would have long been canceled if he didn't get on there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Everybody else would disappear like Judy Winslow did.
Yep. Went up them stairs and never came back.
Probably not doing the same work that she ended up doing, but
Right.
we're just going to leave that one go.
No, you mentioned Urkel. I'm thinking about all the Family Matters, but remember the Bushwhackers were actually on an episode.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, I forgot. So they took on Steve and
Carl.
Carl.
what Carl was on there too.
Yep.
And it was good until they found out that he was a cop, and then they went crazy.
Right.
All right. Yes. Oh my
Great
god.
stuff. Great stuff.
Good old
God damn.
days. I used to love my TGIF.
Big. Here we are nerding out over Family Matter.
All right. I like this from because I remember the Steve by day and Stefan by night.
night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Laura was always attracted to Stefan, but wasn't really too hot about Steve. So
Right.
crazy.
And at the end, she ended up going to marry, or did marry him or something. So
Yeah.
Right.
but they actually split Steve and Stefan. Okay, I'm done now. I'm showing the geek side way too much.
It's okay. It's okay to be a nerd.
Yeah.
I've been watching Home Improvement, so.
See.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like a drastic split like Mankind and Do Love, but I mean, it'll work.
Oh. God.
Oh man.
All I remember is that promo with him, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and
Oh yeah.
that was a great cut.
Oh,
man.
definitely.
I still never figured out how to do to do like an overlay promo like that where you can talk where you're talking to your own to your
Trust
own,
me, Ruby,
your
I've been
alter
trying to
ego.
figure it out too, and I haven't yet.
Yeah.
So you know the one I want to do. So
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you're not alone. I hadn't either.
Yeah. Even doing a high five, I'm like, how in the world do you guys get that? How many takes did that take?
Right.
Smack here. Oh my goodness, man. Well, I'll tell you what, man. But no, let's kind of recap here because you do a lot of work. Like it's more of like in the eastern part of the country here. So you're on Eastern time right now. So you're an hour ahead of us. So right now it's like 11:35 over there.
Yep.
At the point of the show. But you're more like you say you just came back from Ontario. So
Yes.
I mean, my goodness. Please tell me that this company is covering your travel, my friend, because
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I would
I
not be
yeah, I
going
couldn't
on
do
my
it.
own day. I wouldn't be going anywhere on my own dime. Be like, if you want me that bad, brother, start sending me some tickets. That's all I gotta say. But kind of tell us of the work that you do up in Canada, and then also what you do around here in the U.S. currently.
Okay. Pretty much at work at Project X Wrestling. New promotion started this year. Great talent. They did something Hall of Fame induction for Jacques Rougeau. Real nice guy.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Mountie.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god. That theme's in my head now. Got to get it out. Okay, now moving on. You're not helping, Zach.
Wait a minute.
But he
Does
was
White-
super cool.
Does White Knight Instrumental have it as an 8-bit?
Oh my god. Oh my lord.
we ain't bringing that one up again here.
Hey, I've been listening all week. Sorry to cut you off, Nick. Go ahead.
Oh,
have
you're
the
good.
floor again, sir.
You're good. He was really awesome, nice. For most part, I do commentary for them, color commentary, and I do it more the classic style, kind of like a Bobby Heenan with my own twist and character to it. Just have fun with it. Honestly, I do it with Eric and John Bullard out of Chicago. We come together, make it happen. Oh, see it. Last 2 shows. There you go. Now it's gonna be in my head, but
Oh my goodness, yes.
But it's awesome show. Have next one coming up Friday, September 29th. It's Grand Slam. Tickets are available right now. Project X Tix.com. I encourage fans, you're in the area, or if you feel like flying up like me, get those tickets. Just a fun experience, an event, great locker room, great promoter.
Which is,
You know,
with you talking about that, there was something that was brought up way earlier on in the show in the chat, which was
we'll be interested to hear what scene Nick took. Oh, yeah. This is a promotion that I think people need to check out. We're on IWTV right now. I think so far this had the one show up right now. We're gonna get some more up there, but really worth checking out. Magnum McLaren is the current Project X Wrestling heavyweight champion. Great, phenomenal young talent, and I don't always give out his age because I try to be, a kayfabe about it. But 17 years old, and he's already out there working like he's done this 15, 20 years. Trained by the great Malenko. So is this, no, I'm sorry, Dean Malenko. I'm going a long way, but jet lag. But
I was about to say he was 1 year old when that happened. I mean,
right. But just he shows in the ring, has his own unique style. I always tell him to steal his hat one day. But just, great champions, so many great workers in there. And at this one, I encourage everyone to check it out. It's a modern vibe to it, but it still has those old school fundamentals of what pro wrestling is about. And that's the kind of promotion that I encourage people to subscribe to work for and for fans to watch.
Nice. Now, so we'll, one thing I meant to kind of step back in here, and because I actually wanted to line up something here for Z, and because I kind of brought it up to here, but obviously, us three, at least here, this is not paying our bills. Wrestling's not paying our bills.
Yeah.
So obviously, we've got to find something that does, and I know I do, and we all do. So, but kind of interesting here, as far as your profession here. So you are a mental health counselor.
Yes.
So,
you're in the right business also there.
yeah. So I guess, because obviously if you're that, you actually have a decent head in the game, because you see emotions
I try.
and everybody else. Yeah. We all try because, we're all crazy on show day or what we're trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
We're completely nuts. So,
Oh, yeah.
is there, is there any particular situation where you've actually had to kind of help somebody? Definitely not naming any names, but
Oh,
have you seen any, seen anything where maybe you had to go to somebody here, maybe on show day, kind of get them over a hump or whatever? And,
oh, this one, I hate to sound negative on it, but it's a positive too. Because I helped the person, but there's a group of people came in for this show. Of course, they had done AEW Dark when that was still going at the time, and sometimes, and not everybody, but they had huge heads. One of the people immediately, they're talking all these stories about Chris Jericho as if he had given birth to him or something. That's their dad, but it's just, they're telling these stories. They walk up to this one guy who is about to, do his match, focus on what he's about to do. They walk up to him and tell him that, I'm better than you and stuff. I worked at AEW Dark and stuff. You haven't. Now, mind you, everybody on there, we're in the same locker room, waiting on an envelope. There is no Tony Khan. Just saying. But
He was afraid.
but no one's fearing for their life. But the guy started feeling, he started feeling like crap. And his match was like, 2 matches away. And he starts getting in his head. And I just start talking to him. I said, look, remember what you're doing while you're here. Would that be fair to your opponent? Would that be fair for yourself, more importantly? For you to think that you're not worth a damn because someone who had one shot at AEW Dark is saying something. I said, I talked to him and I told him, look at the facts. The crowd reacts to you. The people who were, and I had to do a pros and cons. So the people who were on AEW Dark, the crowd sat on their hands because they were too arrogant to think about how this audience wants to see wrestling. So you're doing everything you're doing right. Go out there and show that. Keep doing it. Just give him that encouragement, and it helped. He got through the match, and turned out phenomenal. Crowd loved it, of course, and fortunately those AEW Dark people were never brought back again. So, it's just, you can't, you're going to have people like that in your locker room, unfortunately, and it's going to happen. They always slip through the cracks. If you can, you don't have to have a degree for it. If you hear that, see that, try to be an encourager and uplifter, because we all need that. We all get in our heads when it's on the show day. And to have someone say something like that to you, that makes it even worse. So be an advocate, supporter for people. We all need that.
Yeah. I mean,
They want to be
totally
the ones that pick up the spots more than somebody else.
Yeah.
Could be better, so they want to discourage as best as they can. That's the biggest thing on that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's a shame too with AEW Dark going away, because there were some people I know that around the area that at least I've talked to, even that's been on shows that I've been on, and and then even an opportunity to possibly book them on shows that I was going to promote and everything else, and then they reach that level, and then all of a sudden they just cut it. I'm like, well,
yeah,
there's some other things you can cut here too.
We had one on our show before.
Didn't Cody?
We had one on oh shoot, I can't think of her name right now, but you know what I'm talking about.
We've had
talking about Shauna Reed?
Yes. That's one
Shauna Reed. We had Rohit Raju.
Yeah, Rohit Raju. Yeah.
That's one of my boys. That's one of my boys.
I was on for Shauna, but not that one.
Rohit's a dude.
Oh yeah.
It's a good guy.
And it's one of those things that some people, they can come from that, probably had several spots, been on Rampage, whatever, been on Raw, but they have this most down-to-earth, humble attitude about it, and it's different people, differences, but my advice is people coming, they've done those spots, don't be a jackass about it. Congrats, you did that, but you're on this show where you're waiting on the envelope like everybody else in the same locker room. Humble yourself.
Right. There you go.
Well, like Cody said for Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk, I want to become one of those cowboys that help pick the next person up.
Yep. That's what it's about.
Yeah, you got to have that attitude. And, I mean, like you say, you go down, I mean, you get that opportunity, but it's like, put that on on your list of accomplishments, your wrestling resume, like if you go to another place or if you want to get booked somewhere else. But, when you get back to where you're, back to your home ground, if you look down on people like that, then first off, you're a jerk for doing it.
You're
Second of all, that's not needed in the business period. Okay. This holier than thou looking down on people, no. We've all got to help each other, lift each other up. and just carry on. Pick up the ball if it's dropped. Whoever's dropping it, just pick up that fumble and let's run with it. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
you just got to go. You just got to go.
Absolutely.
And yeah. So by the way, I know you were searching for it, right, Z, earlier. I'm going to put it in your head. I'm going to put it in your head, buddy. If it'll let me play it. Will let me play it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you let me play it.
You talk all that crap, and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought I had the Mounties thing. Maybe not. Maybe
Oh,
not.
I heard something earlier and stuff
GQ, I
about.
thought brought it up.
I heard some earlier about a certain wrestling video game.
So okay, let's go back to that real quick. You brought up because I know you're a nerd because I was seeing that you just the other day you're talking about the Dreamcast on your page.
The Dreamcast.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
He says it's the greatest system that ever was made.
It is my favorite.
What was that one song? Stop it.
You look like you're doing a bad Irish jig. Knock
It
it off.
was.
There was a Sonic game that was really sick on that system.
Oh, Sonic Adventure.
I think that's what it was. Like you're in the city running around 3D. Yeah, that game was awesome. Okay, but what's your least favorite wrestling video game?
Oof. Because I'm extremely old, I would say WCW Super Brawl for Genesis.
Oh wow.
I don't even remember that one. I gotta look that one up.
Yeah,
was
Super
bad.
Bowls in general were pretty bad. We're not the best anyway for the pay-per-views. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
they had a few good moments, but as time went on, they got worse and worse and worse. I remember as a kid, I was really looking forward to the Hogan versus Vader one. Because that's a never been done match, and then it ended in. I hate to say WCW fashion, being a WCW kid, but yeah, WCW fashion.
Oh God, yeah, okay, that was a horrible. Yeah, okay. Now I remember it as like, I still tied with those two that I said earlier.
No, it's TNA. I don't care what anyone says.
The TNA game looked good. Can you at least admit that?
I mean, I'll admit that it gave me one of my favorite X Division stars, which was Suicide. I actually enjoyed that character once it fully. Christopher Daniels did a killer job, and then Frankie Kazarian, and then whoever it was supposed to be originally, I can't remember who it was. Kushida, I think. Was that right?
I think so. Or what was it? Wasn't it originally supposed to be Low Key?
Low Key played him too at one time.
Yeah.
I low key don't like Low Key. Just saying.
There was somebody else that did, and he was the one that unmasked it. That when Hogan forced
TJP, bro. Don't even play. Like Suicide is one of my favorite characters that TNA ever made.
He became manic.
Suicide is the one. You can't say Austin Aries because Austin Aries demasked for one thing, but TJP is the one that got the mask removed. When
it was Austin Aries that I was talking about, though, that also played it.
That was like one thing.
But remember when they changed the character to Manic?
Yeah, that was TJP. Went to Manic, and then he became just TJP because they unmasked him.
Oh.
Who's underrated, by the way.
He is. But that game at least looked good graphically. This AEW game, which I kind of feel bad that I paid $60 for.
Dude, I've heard good and bad things about it, but WWE, I've been hearing really good stuff about the new one, 22.
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh yeah.
Hope it comes on to PlayStation Plus Premium in November, so I can just download it with the Fight Forever.
Sick. Well, actually, we got, dude. I call it now. It will because we got NBA this year for free. We got golf for free. We'll get wrestling too. I promise you.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But if we're going back throughout, one thing that kind of got to me was like we're going to go back PlayStation 1 with WCW Thunder, or was it WCW? It was Thunder or the NWO. Like your character was if you chose the characters like move set or like entrant. If you chose like their move set, you also chose like their entrance. And Disco Inferno had the chart buster, like having a stunner. So you had to come out to the Disco Inferno's entrance if you wanted the stunner.
I would not have had a problem with that. Disco fever.
I can see you doing that anyway, Ruby. So
I mean, you could come out to the NWO theme and all that, and something else, but
and then you get some bonus leg drop. Whoop-de-doo-dah.
just think if you want, like, if you got like Alex Wright's like intro, like those.
Yes.
Oh god.
Boy, you talk about hell with that. Doing that does.
That reminds me of Rey Mysterio back when he got unmasked and he became a real soldier. Ray of the Filthy Animals, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Filthy Animal Rey Mysterio is freaking awesome. Don't care what anyone says.
And him and Kick and was it him and Billy Kidman as a tag team? Underrated.
Yes. And then they tried to do those awful cruiserweight team titles.
Yeah, I'm like, I was not a fan. Very ugly belt. I'm like, ugh.
Oh my gosh. The only thing that was uglier than that, WCW 2000. That's it. So
you talking about the game or the company?
The whole year was ugly for WCW.
Yeah.
SmackDown 2 was one of my favorite games.
Oh,
yes. That's where they introduced like the creative mode and stuff was kind of pooey, but that's when they introduced like you could have your buddies play with you, so you could like go through a storyline in season with your friends. So, dude, we would save like we'd come over to my house, eat pizza, and then play that game, and like all four of my buddies, those three. Me and my three buddies, we'd be playing our storylines and our characters that we had. I had like some Undertaker looking fool.
The only bad thing about that game is like if your parent walked by, it'd magically be on the load screen with like Trish Stratus or something. I'm like,
the load screen. I swear it didn't freeze.
I have to wait until GQ gets back, but
I'm here.
Because now we're talking about because Matt here about he was mentioning about Nintendo 64 wrestling games are fun. Going back to WrestleMania 2000, did they have Trish on there as a character? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
I know Test and Albert were on there, so I figured they had the whole TNA collage.
And the Blue Meanie.
Oh yeah.
And guess which one I edited to make Matt Maniac at one time. So.
Oh my goodness! I bet you that was fun to look at.
No, not one bit.
Oh my god!
Oh,
some of these faces. I came across a face. What was if I can find that?
Dude, these are awesome. There's no way you could pick out some of these people.
Oh my god, bro! I just found something.
We need to have another mini game.
Another mini game?
Yeah, but with faces like of old video games.
Oh well, this. Well, I mean, you're gonna know who this is, but this is how some not all.
Hold on. Ken Shamrock?
No.
British Bulldog?
Nope.
Oh wow.
Too sexy.
Oh god, I forgot.
Oh wow.
Brian Christopher.
Yep.
No,
Go ahead.
Oh, I gotta find it here first. I just had it. Hold on, I got it. Here I go. I got it. Let's see. Let's share this sucker. Yeah,
they did this wrong.
I mean, what?
Devon.
Devon, get the pixels.
If you look to the side, like on the outer edges of the screen, it looks like May Young's legs after going through a table or something. Oh my god!
Let's take this one home after we go on it, because then we're going to go way off the rails on that one.
Nothing like a Ray trance even on a PlayStation 1 game. Wow.
That's funny.
Man. Well, I'll tell you, man, we've been kind of going through a couple things. We're kind of going off the rails a little bit, with video games and everything else. But man, I know it's getting pretty late over there. You've had a flight in. We usually kind of keep around 2 hours or so over here. But Nick, I just want to. Anything else you want to plug one more time here before we end our time with you here tonight?
Oh, sure. I want everyone to be sure follow Project X Wrestling on Facebook. Great promotion. Check them out on IWTV. If you sign up to that, really worth it. Great commentary by yours truly. And just a fantastic promotion. Next event coming up Friday, September 29th, Sudbury, Ontario. Tickets are on sale right now. ProjectXTix.com. Get those tickets. I have shirts available, as you see right there, ProWrestlingTees.com/Scene Nick. 3 different designs up. And I never did increase my prices due to inflation. So, hey, y'all get a bargain. So
there you go.
So please purchase those. If you're not a Russian bot, I am on Instagram. It's set to private, but if you're not a bot, I'll accept you.
I know, because YouTube likes to come in here. I know it's happened before. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
But can they catch the show on IWTV? If they can, obviously Sudbury, Ontario is going to be a little bit far for us, but can anybody else in the U.S. watch the show? I mean, I'm sure it's going to be probably taped, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's going to be taped. Should be available. Let's see, September 29th, probably by Halloween, but toward the end of October.
Okay,
probably sooner. I had to keep pushing them.
Yeah,
and it's just phenomenal promotion. And as far as the U.S., I was going to do a show this week, but unfortunately it was canceled. I'm available on the 15th, which is Friday, and the 16th, if anyone's available out there. But if not, as I said on Facebook, I am very, very okay with being home and watching Netflix. But, I don't mind helping out either. So
there you go. There you go, man. Well, like you said, we've had your pro wrestling tee shop QR code up for a while, but of course, those you can go back and watch the replay of this episode here tonight. They can always scan that code and get that Scene Nick merch, everybody. Some cool looking shirts that the Black Diamond has here for you.
Yes.
And it's the only way to get my shirts, because since, either I'm working commentary or if I am doing a few selective manager dates, I'm kind of old school. I don't sell merch because I'm the bad guy. So, that's all the place to get it. I greatly appreciate it. I might in a month or so, I do have shirts that I mail out for Mission 22. Military help prevent veteran suicide. All proceeds go directly to them. So I should have that in about a month or two. So everyone stay posted for that.
Nice. Awesome. Well, like I said, you've given some great insight here tonight. Others are taking it in as a help. Those who just enjoy your your responses, your banter. Like I said, we look, it was a great time having you here on the show. We appreciate you taking your time out. being with us. And like I said, if you know anybody that's looking to have a good banter and a good conversation about wrestling, you're looking at an over 27-year vet, 26, 27 years for GQ, and then of course about 4 or 5 years with Z. Getting that making his mark behind the mic himself. So and we've got quite interesting how our minds kind of comboggle to about the world of wrestling. So
because these vets don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know crap. I've been led by a leash for so many years. I just like James Woods picking up a piece of candy everywhere I get. So
All right, let's.
So Nick, I appreciate you coming on here, brother. Take
you all.
care, safe travels, and best of luck to you here, man. And don't be a stranger. You're always part of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast family, my friend.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for having me. Somebody out there, please get me to the Midwest. I would love to be in Illinois at some point. I've never been. I would love to. So just saying.
There you go. There are some good spots in Illinois. So yes,
we know a guy.
Yeah, we know a guy or two. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
That works.
There you go.
Appreciate y'all.
Nick, take care, my friend. You have a good night, man.
Y'all too. Dude. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Have a good one, Nick.
All right, guys. Man. So some good conversations, man. Good questions, good responses, good experiences as always. We always like to bring the heat in a good way, just being very informative, and glad that Nick was on to join us here tonight, man. So man, we actually got a guest lined up here next week as well, and we're going to try keeping them coming. And like I said, we'll definitely get a post out about our next week's guest probably by Wednesday, middle of the week, and just kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at there. But shoot, man, just good to it's kind of a good change of pace to somebody who really wasn't active in the ring, but behind the microphones, behind the scenes, man. It's good to get that kind of it's good to kind of get that kind of insight, from somebody who's been in it for a good while, guys.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm gonna have to go get me that subscription, I think, so that I can listen.
I'm thinking that too. Yeah, I'm thinking there may be a channel on YouTube for that as well.
Seriously?
I think so. I would have to look, but I don't know. I guess I could look. I mean, I've actually got
I looked into the Impact one.
Yeah.
Subscribing and purchasing the Impact through YouTube.
I know probably. But let me. I'm actually searching here since I got a big TV here in the studio. So me and my electronic toys. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Independent Wrestling TV, IWTV.live.
Nice. So it's one of those like.
I don't know. Yeah, so they've got their own thing here. So I would have to take a look here and see what. Let's kind of take a look into the channel as we're kind of so log in or sign up. Okay, so we are to start. Okay. Apparently, I'm going to be signing up with a. I don't know. Should I?
I'd do it.
As a secret nickname and password. Let's see.
IWTV, right?
Yeah, IWTV. And it said IWTV.live. So I mean, .live is actually a domain for a website. So that may work here too. Yeah, y'all check it out here. If y'all, I know it's on. I got it here. Checking it here on Roku. It may also be on Amazon Fire TV. I haven't checked that out yet. But yeah, that's
yeah.
Yes, that's right. I'm checking it out right now. I'm saying. What is wrong with me? Good Lord. God, these freaking remotes. I gotta go.
Wheeler
and put
Yuta versus
everything.
Daniel Garcia.
Okay, so I've logged in here. Okay, so options. All right, okay. All right, about live event. Oh, no, lying. Oh my goodness. I signed up and I just logged myself out. Okay, so oh my gosh, I can't do this.
Hey, so can we talk about Jimmy Uso real quick?
Yeah.
Nope.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't even watch probably like WWE on a regular basis, do you? Do you even watch wrestling on a regular basis anymore?
I don't really get a chance, really.
That's fair. That's fair. So I'm really liking Jimmy's new like pep in his step. No, had you not seen it?
Well, with Jimmy Uso, I mean,
Yeah.
I did not get a chance to watch SmackDown this past week. So
Did you watch Braun versus Von Wagner?
Is that the stair shot heard around the world?
Yes. Dudes, that match was flipping awesome. That was a good match. That was fun. And the chair, the step part was, but whatever. It's I'll take it for right now. Let's see how I like Von Wagner though. So I really hope they bring him back. Maybe is like, I don't know, something different, but I really like the whole get the table thing. Like I was digging it. I was starting to enjoy him. You get your spot done. Are we fixed?
yeah, I got it done. Okay, so so it is $10.99 a month for the subscription. So but goodness, but my God, I mean, there is like a ton of stuff on here. Like um even with like so many promotions across. If you are into wrestling, like all the smaller promotions, like in different areas, there is a ton of stuff on here. I mean, gosh, Jersey, Texas, like New Era Wrestling. There's just so much. Death Match Down Under. Oh my lord. Okay.
That'd be your favorite.
Yeah. Shut it. Oh, you shut it. Oh no, but no, it's
He said it. I didn't this time.
yeah. So it's actually independentwrestling.tv is the website on the web. So if you go there, but yeah, check it out. And who knows, you can go check out Project X. If we get a chance, I mean, heck, $10.99 a month surely beats having to buy a plane ticket to watch it live. So going to Canada. So
But if you can, do that too.
yeah.
Well, that's the great thing about wrestling. There's so many avenues now.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's a lot here. Like I said, we see Detroit here as well, or like ICW. So like I said, there's a lot going on, man. So, oh man. So with the upcoming week coming up, guys, anything exciting for UGQ?
Nope.
No.
Not really.
No. Oh my gosh. No. Well, I gotta have something here. Oh yeah. See, I get to see when I can get my main vehicle towed in to get it fixed on my transmission. So, well,
don't forget about Illinois Elite Wrestling for me. I got that Saturday.
Let's say, I mean,
totally like.
Way to promote yourself, Gene.
I literally sneezed on it, man. I forgot all about it for some reason. But don't forget about us because we're awesome down there. And
well, apparently you did. So
I'm tired, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, we're all tired. We had a long weekend too. I had a long weekend. I'm yawning just thinking about it. So, yeah. Well, no, man, great. No, so it's great to have all of you tune in here tonight. I know we had quite a number of viewers here at one point, and I know it's kind of died down. Like I said, it gets on the later part here, but we appreciate all of you watching and tuning in here tonight. Here for episode number 116 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Here where we had the Black Diamond, seeing Nick as our guest. And of course, we're going to have some news for you on our Facebook page come Wednesday for our upcoming guest, as well as what we have for next Sunday. So be attuned here for that. But until then, we're going to say goodbye for the evening, and you all have a great week. For GQ and the Gem City Mouse Zmiz, I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. Thank you all for tuning in once again. You all have a good night, and we'll see you back here next Sunday. Peace. Thanks again for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: Outside the Ring STL, the Searcher and Hide podcast, and We Talk Wrestling. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTX Enterprises production.